Now, from Eyewitness News, your weather authority. Forecast first.
Well, we started off with a lot of sunshine today, then the clouds increased a little bit to a partly cloudy sky, and I think we'll see a little clearing coming here very soon already in southern Illinois before more clouds make their way in later this evening and into the overnight hours. As for our Hits Construction Tower camera, nothing falling from the skies right now. Upper 30s this evening, going down to the mid 30s. Overnight lows into tomorrow morning will be down in the lower 30s and some scattered snow showers by tomorrow morning into the afternoon. I'll let you know how much snow I'm expecting to see in my forecast next on Eyewitness News at 6:30.
Live from Local 7 WTVW, this is Eyewitness News at 6:30 in high definition.
After allegedly attacking his family, a Darmstadt man is out of the hospital and behind bars. Good evening, everybody. Great to be in your homes on a Saturday. My name is Greg Parker. Clint Loreline is officially booked into the Vandenberg County Detention Center on the same day as his wife, Miss Sherry Loreline's funeral. Now, Eyewitness News update for you. Topping our news, Loreline is facing murder charges after shooting and killing his wife Monday, according to authorities, and aggravated battery for stabbing and shooting his adult daughters, Cynthia and Nicole, in their home over on Shillington Drive. Now, there's his mugshot. It was released today. Loreline was under custody in the hospital recovering from self-inflicted injuries. His wife, 52-year-old Sherry Loreline's funeral was today in Mount Carmel, Illinois. One of his daughters has been released from the hospital, but no update on the other twin's condition. Loreline's arraignment is scheduled for Monday. And this Wednesday, Henderson County Schools will hold an informational meeting on a new policy for next school year, random drug testing for certain students. And today we asked what you thought about all of this. This policy will apply to middle and high school students who participate in sports as well as extracurricular activities or even apply for a driver's permit. We asked folks in Henderson what they think. Responses were mixed. Some people saying it's unfair to single out specific kids. Others arguing that the policy could go a long way in preventing drug use.
I think it makes sense because if you look at it now, kids today, things are changing, not like the way we were when we were growing up. But right now, going into college, I think it would be a great thing for college as well. But once you get out, then they're going to do the same thing in the workplace. So I think it's a smart decision.
Well, that meeting will take place Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. in the Henderson County High School cafeteria. We'll be there. We'll bring you all the details, folks. That's our question of the day, too. We asked what you thought about the policy. Pam Gwen Kalen says, it's awesome. I wish EVSC would implement this as well. Philip Hickerson says, with being a former student, I know it's going to turn out bad. It gives the school system another reason to pinpoint out students. Those are just a few of those comments we've been receiving, and you yourself can join in on the conversation by heading over to our Eyewitness News Facebook page. So do so. Tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you. Henderson police discover marijuana and a handgun in a vehicle following a traffic stop. This was about 8:40 last night. Police stopped a vehicle in the 100 block of South Green Street. During a search, police say they found several pipes, a pill bottle with marijuana inside, and a loaded handgun. Tristan Hagar, Stephen Howell, and Cody Hare, all of which are from Henderson, by the way, were arrested. They're now facing drug charges. And in Owensboro, Kentucky State Police arrest a man they say was riding a bicycle with meth. Troopers say they stopped Daniel Deno for traffic violations. They also found meth. He's now charged with trafficking a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Right now, he's in the Davis County Detention Center. Let's talk politics now. President Trump kicking off the weekend by speaking with several world leaders, including Russia's Vladimir Putin and Germany's Angela Merkel. This as two Iraqis file lawsuits after being detained in New York due to the president's controversial immigration ban. Reed Binion has the story.
A busy start to the weekend for President Trump as our new commander-in-chief spoke with several foreign leaders on Saturday, most notably Russia's Vladimir Putin.
But if we can have a great relationship with Russia and with China and with all countries, I'm all for that. That would be a tremendous asset.
Both Trump and Putin have said they would like to see better ties between their two nations. However, Trump's relationship with Putin has been under scrutiny amid allegations that Russia interfered with the U.S. election.
I don't know the gentleman. I hope we have a fantastic relationship. That's possible, and it's also possible that we won't.
Prior to speaking with Putin, Trump spoke with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who later accepted an invitation from the president to meet early next month. Also on Trump's call list was Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel, French President François Hollande, and Prime Minister of Australia Malcolm Turnbull. Also on Saturday's agenda, more executive orders, just one day after limiting immigration from 7 Muslim-majority countries.
I'm establishing new vetting measures to keep radical Islamic terrorists out of the United States of America. We don't want them here.
The immigration ban has already sparked a federal lawsuit after 2 Iraqis were among several people detained at JFK Airport. One of the Iraqis, who was later released, said he was thankful for all of the support.
This is the humanity. This is the soul of the America.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Reed, thank you. Despite the new immigration ban, President Trump says persecuted Christians will be given priority over other refugees trying to come into the United States. Speaking with the Christian Broadcasting Network, Trump said that it had been impossible, or at least very tough, for Syrian Christians to enter the United States. The president did not give a reason or offer any evidence about why Muslim refugees would have been prioritized over Christians. According to the Pew Research Center, 99% of Syrians granted refugee status last year were Muslims. Less than 1% were Christian. Almost 400,000 Americans are demanding President Trump release his tax returns. They've signed a petition on the White House webpage. Per White House protocol, a response is not guaranteed unless the petition gets 100,000 signatures. President Trump still has not said whether or not he will release them. U.S. presidents are not required to release tax returns, but every president since Richard Nixon has volunteered to do so. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie will not be charged in that so-called Bridgegate scandal. Prosecutors say they'll not pursue misconduct charges because they likely could not prove them in court. The scandal arose way back in September of 2013 when lanes on the George Washington Bridge were closed, snarling traffic, allegedly in an act of political revenge. Christie has long denied knowing about those closures, but 2 people have been convicted in this scandal. We got to take a break. Up next on Eyewitness News, 18 teams, 10 different schools, and a whole bunch of robots, folks. All spending the day at an Evansville elementary school. We're going to tell you what's going on here after the break.
Eyewitness News at 6:30 continues.
Good to be back with you, folks. A Henderson favorite is moving locations. Fire Dome Pizza and Wings next to the Ramada Inn closed Tuesday, but the business is gearing up to move to a bigger location just down the road. It's not going far. The local restaurant plans to open in February at its new location, 1910 Highway 41 North, behind Field and Main Bank. The restaurant, I should say, has yet to announce exactly when the new location is set to open. The pizza and wings sounds pretty good right now. 2 thumbs up from Joe Bird. Here's a scam alert for you. Another phone scam warning we want to pass along. This time, you can become a victim just by answering the phone. The "Can you hear me" scam uses a recording to prompt a yes response from you when you answer. Your voice is then recorded, and it may be used to sign you up for some kind of a product or service. Here's some advice from the Better Business Bureau. If you do get a strange call from a number that you just don't know, hang up. Avoid saying things like yes, sure, okay. If you are asked to press a button to be placed on the Do Not Call registry, do not press it. That helps the scam artists identify that you have an active phone number. Lastly, report scam calls to the BBB so it can make others aware of the scam as well. Officials with the local Better Business Bureau say that they have not received any reports of this scam in our area, which is good, but just be on the lookout. It was a dream come true for lovers of technology today at one Evansville elementary school. The competition went on for hours and hours, but here's the nuts and bolts. Vogel Elementary hosted its first ever Beck's IQ competition. 18 teams from 10 different schools around the area all competed. The main goal for teams was to use their hand-built robots to balance a board and knock down hex balls, all in under a minute.
You know, the robots just come in a box with lots of little pieces like the old erector sets, and they get to build something. So they're using, science and math and engineering skills, and it's just kind of neat to see them work together.
While teachers assisting with the event hope it turns into an annual tradition, they say it's a great opportunity for kids to learn teamwork skills. Speaking of teamwork skills, let's bring in our favorite team member, Joe Bird, for a look outside. Joe, what do you know?
Well, we got the partly cloudy skies right now, but our highs today pretty much normal for this time of the year, where the temperatures should be at for our morning low and our afternoon high. 44 and 23 were the numbers. Nothing in the rain bucket or the snowboard today. I'll talk about the snow chances for tomorrow. Eyewitness News at 6:30 continues.
Download the new and improved Eyewitness News, your Weather Authority app today. Now, from your Weather Authority, meteorologist Joe Bird.
It was good to see that sunshine today, that is for sure, but it will not be with us really tomorrow at all, but makes a return for a little bit on Monday, and I'll talk about that and the snow chances for tomorrow. There's a Tualaw Sky camera in downtown Evansville. Traffic along the Lloyds moving fine, no traffic issues at this time because nothing's falling from the sky in the form of snow yet. That will be on the way for tomorrow. It is 39 though at the airport, with a west wind at 5. So a bit of a breezy day today. We had gusts up to 20 miles per hour, maybe a little more in the Evansville area. And that will be the same case for tomorrow, but the winds will be died down for this evening. 37 though in Vincennes, Flora, Fairfield, Carmi, Harrisburg, Princeton. That's the last 37. Still hanging on to some lower 40s though in far down western Kentucky. And basically kind of along the river is where we have the upper 30s. You factor in the westerly wind at 5, which is not a big wind, but when you factor that in, we do have some locations where it feels below freezing, such as Jasper. It feels like freezing in Tell City, feels below freezing 29 right now in Carmi. So a cool evening, a cold evening actually, but by winter standards, we're basically normal and where we should be for this time of the year. Nothing happening on live first warning Doppler or the network of Dopplers. They are quiet at this time. And I do expect that by tomorrow morning and afternoon, we'll start seeing some scattered snow showers, but it's not going to be anything major. Earlier this month on January the 5th, that's when we had, at least in Evansville, about 1.5 inches snowfall at the airport. Not expecting anything like that with this particular event. So the heavier clouds came through, partly cloudy at this time. Some dry air breaking up the clouds off to our west, and then more clouds will thicken back up later this evening as we go into the overnight hours. So an updated future tracker right now still showing basically a good deal of clouds, a little bit of clearing before they thicken right back up later this evening and overnight. And there's the snow coming through about 6, 7 tomorrow morning, scattered in nature, nothing too heavy at all. I think the heavier amounts that we will see down towards western Kentucky and east of Evansville, getting closer to the Louisville area where some of that heavier snow would be. And then throughout tomorrow afternoon, just some scattered snow showers. So, you might see a little bit more than your neighbor down the street if you get under one of those heavier bands of that scattered snow shower. This is not a widespread event by any means. And then we'll just kind of see overall maybe a little clearing tomorrow night. Variable clouds, so you may see a mostly cloudy sky in Evansville, then Henderson might see a mainly clear sky. But overall, I still think we'll see a good deal of clouds tomorrow night. Then for our Monday, just a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day, a little bit warmer highs, lower 40s for our Monday. Future Tracker wants to bring a little extra cloud coverage on Monday than what I think we'll see. I do think a good overall just mix of sun and clouds is what we'll see for our Monday. And then partly cloudy Monday night, partly cloudy for our Tuesday as well. So our biggest chance of snow in the next couple of days is going to be for tomorrow. And then a little bit later in the week, we could see a little of a wintry mix / snow, but that's still several days away and the forecast will need to be tweaked a little bit. So how much snow do we expect to see really across the tri-state? Overall, you can see Future Tracker really not too excited. It's just basically going to put about a dusting of snow down for most of us. In fact, you can see over in southern Illinois, really not too excited about any snow developing over there. A couple other models putting just a little bit more on top of us, but I think overall, just calling for a good dusting of snow is really all of us will see when it comes to that event for tomorrow. So cloudy this evening, not as breezy, with temperatures falling into the mid-30s. And then overnight, we'll see lows right around 30 degrees, upper 20s to lower 30s. And then check out by Tuesday, we see lower 50s in the forecast with partly cloudy skies. And there's that next chance for a little wintry mix Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But that's still right now not looking like anything too major. But we'll keep our eyes on it because forecasts quickly change.
Yeah, it does. It's a roller coaster of fun.
And well, it's all. Forecasting is always a roller coaster.
You got to look at the bright side of it. There you go. All right, Joe Bird, thanks very much. All right, a lot going on in Owensboro. Dinnerfest, Kyle Schwarber, the big hitter.
Yeah, for the Cubs.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I know you're a Cubs
fan. Fly the Dubs.
I'm not. Kyle Schwarber in town for the Dinger Fest, which is currently getting underway at the Owensboro, the Owensboro Convention Center. This is a live pick. People trying to buy some fun items. Jessica Wimsatt will be live next on your Sports Authority.
And now, your Sports Authority with Patrick Moore.
It's Fan Fest season for Major League Baseball teams. Over the past few weeks, big league ball clubs have been engaging with their fans before they have to report to spring training in a couple weeks. For example, last night, the Cincinnati Reds caravan rolled into town at the Eastland Mall. And today, Chicago Cubs outfielder Kyle Schwarber paid Owensboro a visit for this year's Dinger Fest. And we bring in Jessica Wimsatt, who is live at the Owensboro Convention Center. How are you doing, Jessica?
Fans in the Tri-State had been waiting a very long time to call their team World Series champs. Well, today, many of those fans had a chance to make the championship even more memorable with a chance to meet Cubs star Kyle Schwarber. In addition to the meet and greet, fans could also purchase items from the silent auction, including ones like this one, a bat signed by Schwarber himself. Now, in addition to bats, there were also plenty of other items available for purchase in the silent auction, including pictures, hats, jerseys, and of course, baseballs. And if baseball isn't your thing, well, there's even a signed Wayne Gretzky jersey. So a very exciting night on hand here at the Convention Center tonight. Make sure that you stay tuned to Eyewitness News throughout the evening for more coverage and an interview later on tonight with Kyle Schwarber. From the Owensboro Convention Center, I'm Jessica Wimsatt, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Jessica. And Dinger Fest wasn't the only show in town today in Owensboro. The Kentucky Wesleyan Panthers were back in action at the Sports Center, looking to improve their winning streak to 16 straight games overall and 42 straight games at home. 17th ranked Panthers hosting Trevecca Nazarene, trying to stay perfect in conference play. First half, KWC down 4-1 early, but this is Charles Foster knocking down the long ball. We are all tied up at 4 apiece. Later in the half, off the steal, nice play. Kenja Bosley converting at the other end. It's an 11-9 lead for the Panthers, and then more defense for KWC. Another steal, and Shakir Lindsay lays it in. 15-9 Panthers lead. Moments later, Kenja Bosley drive, bucket, and the foul. KWC up 8 at that point, and the Panthers win again, 86-62, the final. Other Division II scores from today. USI, a rough afternoon against UND. They lose 81-66 for only their second loss of the season. While Oakland City, they take care of business against Robert Morris Springfield, 96-64 the final on that one. And then in ladies hoops, USI, they beat UND 58-47, while the Lady Panthers, they beat Trevecca Nazarene 81-59. And in Division I basketball, some bad news for Hoosier fans. According to IU head coach Tom Crean, James Blackman Jr. is out indefinitely due to a leg injury that he sustained Thursday night in the Hoosiers' loss to Michigan. Blackman Jr. has been leading the Hoosiers in scoring this season, averaging nearly 18 points per game. So not a good sign for IU.
You think?
Indiana High School wrestling sectionals were held this afternoon, and no shocker here. Mater Dei, they won their 41st straight sectional title with a team score of 296.5. And if that's not impressive enough, 10 of the 14 weight classes were won by Wildcat wrestlers. So Mater Dei will once again be well represented at regionals next weekend. Let's take a look at the final team results. There you see Mater Dei at the top. They were followed by North Posey and Mount Vernon in the central sectional. And then over at Castle, the Knights, they claimed their third straight sectional title with a team score of 298. Castle also finished with 8 individual winners as well. I am sorry, Greg, about James Blackman Jr.
You had to bring it up.
I know, it's more of a,
As if things weren't getting bad enough.
He can still make it. Still got those resume wins.
Yeah, that.
Be shorthanded for
Let's hang on to that. Joe, I'm going to give you 15 seconds to tell us what's going on outside.
Scattered snow showers for tomorrow. Upper 30s, a breezy day. I think most of us will just see a dusting. I'll look forward to the 50s on Tuesday.
All right, good work, Joe. Everybody, thanks for tuning in this evening. I almost said this morning. Habit. Join us later tonight at 9 o'clock, folks. Have a good one.